Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Underhood Show. And yes, we're a few minutes late, not due to technical difficulties at all, right, Josh?
Nope, not at all.
Just running. Golly.
It was
Did you tell me to wear this pullover today or what?
that did. I just now noticed that.
So did I. Well, at least we're not in Gus jail for
Well,
the
I don't-
color being on today,
yeah.
right?
I don't know. I thought it was supposed to be a blue, but blue.
Well, it's
keeps-
gray today. So,
Yeah.
hey, everybody, welcome to the show. It's a call-in show, 316-462-3673. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, anything you want to talk about in the automobile world, we don't care. Racing, whatever. Man, racing's around the corner. They're ready racing out in Arizona tonight. Dirt track racing.
Really? Is that
A
out?
couple of guys are trying to get me to go.
to Arizona tonight?
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, but they were
Yeah.
trying to get me to go.
Oh, I was
Take
like,
a
you're-
race car out there.
You're gonna have to get going.
Well, I planned this perfectly.
Oh, did you?
I did. I planned it very well, Josh. As much as I would love to go out there, it is fun, but it's a long way to go race,
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
yeah.
But yeah, I planned it pretty well. Even if I said, yeah, let's go, we couldn't. The car is almost ready,
Okay.
but then one of the most important parts is not.
One of the most important parts.
That would be the motor.
Well, that is a very important part.
The motor is still at Jack Cornett's shop getting freshened up from last year. So kind of hard to take a race car without a motor, don't you think, Josh?
Yeah.
So that's why we're not going. But I know Nick and Jake thought about flying out there a little bit. But tune in to Racing Dirt tonight. No, Flow. Excuse me. I had it backwards. It's Flow. Check out the racing in Arizona, the Wild West Shootout. So anyway, got a couple things getting ready to pull up here on the screen that I thought would be kind of cool to talk about and stuff too. So
There it is.
We're kind of closer.
Yeah,
Josh.
you got a little ways. So give me.
I got a
give me
little ways
just
to go.
minute. Yeah.
So okay, I'm going to take over your part since you're working on
Okay.
that deal for
Oh yeah.
each and every call.
Yeah,
we get
this
a great.
is a test.
Oh no, it's not a test. I tested Scotty last week.
Did you?
Yeah, the $205 package for each and every caller to call in, not a chat line, but to call in.
You're still good.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Furman. Go now. You can race on hopes and dreams. No kidding. Very funny. Very funny, Mr. Furman, but that's okay. It's part of the fun of having fun on here. So anyway, for each and every caller, you get a price package about over 200. I about already said 130, but it is over
It is
130.
over.
But it's over $205 because of everything included. A little price inflation from the last time we updated. We got to keep that more updated, Josh.
It's I'm actually working on that right now. I was hoping to have something before the beginning of the year, but like some of our vendors, BG stuff like that, I was trying to wait on their increases to
Yeah.
get ours squared away. So
Anyway, in the price package, when you call in, it's the works, and that's oil change, tire rotation, topping off all the fluids. You're going to get $10 to Mel's Diner. You're going to get $10 to Ford Pass Rewards to spend somewhere in our shop or whatever. You're going to get 2 things of BG, a MO oil motor additive, oil additive, and a 44K for your fuel tank to get that ready to go. And the most important thing, and I want to talk about today that Josh is trying to get loaded up here, is the multi-point inspection. And that is a very crucial thing for the cars today, especially as long as we're running these things between oil changes. That 5,000 miles is a long time not to pop a hood.
yeah, I agree with that
From
completely.
that part. So that multi-point inspection back in the day when we really started it, I started using the thing back in the 80s, Josh, and it was just a piece of paper with a bunch of stuff written on it, and took a lot of work and a lot of effort to get it filled out and everything else too. But a lot of customers, you know what they told me?
What was that?
I don't want it. Don't touch it. Don't do it.
Don't need it.
Don't need it. Well, because they thought we were just trying to sell them something. You know what? Yeah, we are just trying to sell you something, but we're only going to sell you what you need. But again, it's your choice. After we recommend what we find on that multi-point inspection, it's your choice. You don't have to fix it, but at least we advised you and told you what you needed, and it's your choice to do it. But the thing I love about the inspection sheet today, we've got a green, we've got a caution, and we got a red. So it kind of gives you an idea kind of where you're setting and stuff too. Back in my day, we didn't have that. We just had a pass or fail. Kind of a deal. So it's a great situation. It's a great way to protect your investment. But again, it's your choice on what you want to go do. And if you go in somewhere and get an oil change and someone doesn't offer you the multi-point inspection, remember, you get what you pay for. And I won't feel sorry for you if you're running down the road and you get late on the road somewhere and you got to wait on a wrecker and it's cold weather, or you have a tire that should have caught that had low tread wear and they didn't catch it, or you've had a leak that was a minor leak and they didn't catch it. or something of that nature that would lay you down on the highway or give you a no start condition if they didn't check the battery or whatever. But Josh is going to get pulled up here, and I kind of want to show everybody this multi-point inspection, what our technicians go through and what they do from that part, so you can understand why it's not a 10-minute oil change.
Well, and so my biggest thing with this is not only just having somebody with the multi-point inspection, I think, is so important. Not only having it performed, but having it performed by somebody that is aware of what to look at, right? Because I think anybody could go through and kind of check over a vehicle, but in our situation, we can see multiple people, or our technicians see multiple vehicles of the exact same make and model that you're driving multiple times a day. And so then they're able to identify things that are common for that specific make and model of vehicle, right? And so they know the problematic areas to go look at as to what the most common thing is that would be an issue. An example of that I can think of is, on brakes, there's a lot of brakes systems where the pads will actually wear uneven, and to be able to know what pad to go look at on that specific vehicle, I think is huge, right? Because you could look at maybe the inners or the outers or one or the other, and they're perfectly fine, but then you look at the one that specifically wears on that vehicle and it's way low, it's a problem.
And it's another thing with the volume that we do here from that part, but it's also seeing different makes and models that we have, the experience we have with the amount of technicians we have and stuff like that, and the way we work together, sharing knowledge, sharing different things. And every day when I walk through that shop, or every time I walk through the shop, I see a couple technicians together, going over what's happening and stuff too, and what's the best way to diagnose the car, what's the best way to fix the car, and that sort of thing. So that camaraderie we have and everything else like that too should give you peace of mind when you bring your car in our shop.
Agree. Yep, agree. Hey,
let's go to the phones.
Yeah, let's go to the phones and talk to James. James, you're on Live with Under the Hood. Good morning.
Hey guys, it's Furman.
Furman, how you doing, buddy? You headed to Arizona?
Oh, I wish.
I know. I really take to tell you, I really wish I was kind of going. But again, I really don't want to go.
It'd be a good race to go see too.
Well, I can tell you what, I'm going to be sitting on my couch tonight watching in a nice warm place with a cocktail. How about that? Yeah. So what's going on, buddy?
So last time I talked to y'all, I actually got a new car. It's a 2012 Chrysler Town & Country.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if there's an update to like the sensors. Because sometimes the sensors of like stuff that are around you, will go off even if the thing is across the street.
Are you talking about like the sensors in the bumper for the park sensors and stuff?
Yeah. Well, like if there's something beside you or something like that.
Okay.
It'll go off like there's something there, but there's not.
Makes sense. What when you say it's going off, is that just giving you a light in the dash, or is it got a navigation system and showing you where you're?
It will. The mirror light will come on and it'll sound a beep.
So it's
like there's something there.
Yeah. So, but specifically to the side of you, is it always the same?
Yeah.
So it's always like the driver's side or passenger side, or which one?
Yeah, either one will.
So it'll do both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of, on these newer vehicles, there's a lot of, and they call it their advanced driver safety systems or safety features, and it ranges anywhere from park aid sensors to objection detection, blind spot monitoring, all of the lane assist, stuff like that. And so there's a lot that go into these components. Is this something that just kind of started happening, or is it been Did you have? Has it happened since you got the vehicle, or?
Yeah, it's happened ever since I got the vehicle. And it's the first car I've ever got that actually has these kind of sensors. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure
So
the range on them that.
yeah, a couple of things that come to my mind. One could be literally as simple as going through, and a lot of consumers on these newer vehicles, when you replace certain components in the vehicle that you would never even think would have anything to do with those subsystems, there has to be a recalibration or a relearn done on those systems in order to make sure that the sensors are positioned correctly and monitoring the correct area. And so what I mean by that is like a tail light or a side mirror or a windshield, or because there's components in those components that have aiming or cameras or LiDAR or a radar, like a front bumper fascia or a grill. Like there's so many different sensors or components throughout that vehicle in different places to monitor things. And so what you have happen is, and with you just receiving that vehicle and not maybe knowing the service history on it, part of me wonders if something was replaced previous to you purchasing it, a component such as something like that was replaced previous to you purchasing it, and then the system wasn't recalibrated.
Right.
Or
And
yeah.
I know it's been in one accident prior before I got it and it was repaired, but I wonder if there's something on the side that I got hit that they replaced that
Yeah.
might be causing it.
And so the very first thing that, we would attempt to do is try and go through and scan for codes specifically, and just make sure that there is not one specific sensor or component that is out that's causing the error. But it doesn't sound like that you necessarily have an error. It just sounds to me like it's out of adjustment. So where it's monitoring is incorrectly, as far as where your system, because you're not getting any type of error message or any type of warning light or anything like that. It's just the system is detecting something that's not there. Correct?
Right.
Yeah. So I would wonder.
Yeah, it could be like a sign across the street on the opposite side of the street that it will set it off.
Yeah. So
if I'm changing lanes or something like that. So it's.
I mean, if it's that far off, do you think it's out of calibration? You think it's just shorted out?
Well, and again, that could be too. And
what year is this thing again, Furman?
I think you said
2012.
Oh, 12.
Okay.
We years ago, I don't know if I don't think you were a part of that class, but we had, when we got this new ADAS equipment or
I've never
machine,
been through any of that ADAS training.
and so we had all the techs over, and
I'm
it
up
was
to date on everything else, Joe.
yeah. it was about a 4 evening.
The only thing I'm missing.
It was about a 4 evening class after work that we had the techs
You're gonna
come
get
in.
me set on that long one. Using it every day.
But we went through, and the instructor did a simulation with a sensor, and we marked it, and I don't remember, I think it was a 1/16 of an inch off. What you think about that from
1/16 of an inch is a little bit.
from the perspective of the car, but then you take that and you go out 20 foot, and it was like 2 lanes off of where it was supposed to be.
2 lanes.
Yeah, between the distance of it, and it was insane when you put it to perspective like that.
It's just a 1/16 of an inch.
Mm-hmm.
But you just think that angle that is, and how far that sensor shoots out there. Yeah, it makes sense.
And you're monitoring something that ain't even in your lane, and now you're
think how that lane centering works.
Yeah, you're basing safety systems off that, which is collision assistance or warning assistance and pre-charged brakes. There's so many different things that are happening, and for those sensors to be off like that. And that's why I said we get into situations or scenarios all the time of seeing vehicles that are having issues that the wife pulled or the husband pulled the vehicle out of the garage and accidentally bumped the side mirror or something like that, or scuffed something and then repaired it or fixed it, and had no idea that there was even a sensor in the mirror that, that affected that system. And so I feel like that might be something that you have going on with your particular position. So.
Okay.
I guess we need to put him a diagnostic on his package and get
Sure.
it in here for him so we can take a look at it. So,
Okay. And I had another thing pop up this morning. It wouldn't start this morning.
yeah, cold weather.
It just sit there and crank.
Oh, it did crank though, huh?
Yeah, it would crank, but it would not start.
Okay. So I was thinking the battery's going to be low in the cold weather, but that would not be a crank situation. So you've either got a spark issue or a fuel issue, and most likely what I'm going to bet my odds on, you got low fuel pressure. What are you thinking?
Well, so did you get it to go?
Yeah, it finally started about after the 5th attempt.
And it seemed to be cranking over at the right speed and everything. It didn't seem
Yeah,
like it had a weak battery or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would wonder, fuel, how much fuel was in the vehicle?
Shoot, I think maybe 75% full.
Really? Yeah. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
wonder if there's not something going on fuel pressure wise with the colder temperatures out, and then since then you hadn't had any issues with it starting?
No, well, I haven't gone back out and tried it yet, but
Tried it again. Yeah, I would almost wonder if
Yeah.
there's something going on with the fuel system on it that would make that happen.
Well,
Okay.
let's get a diagnostic
And
on that too. We can look at it.
yeah, there wasn't a check engine light or anything either after it finally started. So
Yeah, the age of that one, no Furman, it's probably not going to give you one on a no start like the newer cars would do now today, because of how much more things are monitoring that sort of thing too. Because basically when it's a no crank, it's the computer doesn't have enough time or anything else like that to really monitor everything and try to find that fault that it was giving you under that no crank situation. But we can find it for you.
Okay.
Okay, sounds great, buddy. We'll get that all taken care of
Oh.
and get you fixed up.
Awesome, thank you.
Furman, talk to you soon, buddy.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Anyway, Jace Furman's a great photographer out there. He does a lot of races, goes all over the tracks. And if you haven't seen his YouTube video, you need to jump on and check it out. He's got some great races on there to watch on YouTube on James Furman's videos. So does a great job for a lot of the racers and a lot of stuff too from that part. So anyway, Josh, are you close to getting it pulled up here?
Well, I was, and then I stopped because I was told that I was changing our background and quit messing with stuff. So,
Someone told you to do that. Who would that be?
no, though. So yeah,
Oh,
I'm taking blame for this deal. It's okay. Is what it is.
Is what it is. Hey, let's get the phones ringing again. 316-462-3673. Love to hear from you. While we're getting this up on the screen, I'm going to switch gears to Salt. Excuse me. I'm going to switch over to racing. But it does have to do with Salt City Racing. It has to do with a tech class from IMCA that we are going to have here at the dealership on February the 7th. We had a great tech class last year. Basically, Dave Brin, who's the head tech inspector for IMCA, who goes all over the country to inspect racetracks and stuff, was here last year. And we had a great turnout. But we're going to switch it up a little bit this year. But it is going to be February 7th. We're going to kick it off at 8 o'clock with some breakfast. And the morning part of the class is going to be for the actual tech inspectors at the racetrack and the race promoters or even track owners to be there. There's been probably since I've been racing with IMCA, Josh, this is the most changes I've ever seen IMCA ever make in the rule packages for the cars.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to take the morning and we're going to make it into basically Dave is going to teach these guys how to inspect the new rules.
Okay.
Last year, we kind of did an overview of all the cars and everything else like that. But this year, we're just going to concentrate strictly on the changes and why they did it and how to inspect it and how to be fair with all the racers and all that kind of stuff too. At noon, we're going to break for lunch. And then in the afternoon, we're going to bring in the drivers and the crew chiefs. So then Dave can kind of go through those guys and show them how to check their own cars before they get to the racetrack and have a question and answer session from 1 to 4. So any driver that wants to come, and we're inviting everybody from, IMCA to USRA to whoever, what sanction body you want to do. If you want to come and talk to Dave, he's there to answer the questions for those 3 hours. If you want to bring your car for an inspection, he'll do that. From that part, we already got a few cars going to have on display for us to use and that sort of thing too. But the most fun, exciting thing that I think it's changed for the modifieds is the droop rule. And this is a rule I think that's fantastic. I wish it had been in this rule package a long time ago. Josh, what that is kind of the same thing we do on the late model. You jack up the car to the left rear wheel comes off the ground and you measure your deck and it's going to be so high. And I think it's really going to change and make the racing more competitive in the IMCA modifieds. They took away a brake floater. The brake floater is on a left rear wheel that kind of slides around to help you set the car in the corners you go in, and they took that away. Going to make it more of a driver's thing now instead of making that brake floater turn that car for you. So a lot of exciting things for that. So February 7th is going to be our tech class. Dave Brin from IMCA is going to be here. I hope Jim Standard will be here too. He's going to try to make it. But the morning class from 8 to noon is strictly for race promoters, tech inspectors, and if you have the race track owners can be there. And Dave is going to go through and walk these guys through how to tech these new options and new rules, not options, new rules. I guess you could call it options, but you can get teched and be DQ'd. But anyway.
So is there is there an actual book that you can get for this, or is just everything kind of posted online?
Everything's posted online.
Okay.
But there is also a tech inspector book. But they don't give that out to just anybody.
Yeah.
That just goes to basically the track inspectors get that book. Now I've had books a year old.
Yeah.
Before, because tech inspectors.
Once you're done with it, yeah.
But now that we have Salt City, I get a book every year and stuff too. But you can get on IMCA webpage, and they will highlight your each model, and then it got it highlighted in red, which changed for 26.
Well, and do you? And I know because of all the different divisions and everything like that, but what class has probably had the most changes this year? Have you studied it enough?
Modified
is that typically what you see?
This is hardly. This is usually IMCA doesn't change hardly anything. They try to keep it consistent so it doesn't. Because anytime you make a rule change,
it's going to cost money.
So they try to keep it even for the racers, not the cost of money and stuff. But I'm glad they finally did this droop rule. There's been a lot of issues with the left rear shock and the right front shock and what these guys are trying to do to make these cars go faster around a racetrack. And I applaud everybody trying to go fast and doing what they do to do what the rules say. But this droop rule, in my opinion, is going to level the playing field a lot more. And you can watch some of these race cars and they're jacked up in that left rear's way in the air. And when he set it back down, we used to have just a standard deck height. And that's all you had to match at the end of the race was at the back of the deck at the end of the race. Now there's a minimum deck height and a droop rule. So we've got to know how to tech that thing correctly and that sort of stuff too. So it's going to be an exciting class. Again, the morning class is strictly for tech inspectors, race promoters, and track owners. And then at the racers, you want to come in and have some lunch, I'd love to have you there too, to come in at noon. And then Dave will be here till 4 o'clock to answer any of your questions. He'll go through the droop rules, any of the changes you want to do, and monitor that and help you guide your car so you make sure when you hit the first track at IMCA Racing, everything's ready to go and that sort of thing too. So be ready for February 7th. Exciting, fun time for that. And then also remember February 21st. Is our race open house. We've moved that back a week. The reason we did that is we have so many of our vendors that have been at the Volusia race down in Florida that week of Daytona and couldn't get to our race open house. So we're hoping we move that back a week, that it's going to bring more vendors and bring more exciting things for the racers to come in and see vendors, talk to vendors, and that sort of thing too. So 2 days to remember, February 7th and February 21st.
Both of them, which are right around the corner, is unbelievable.
Golly. I know, it's unbelievable.
So you didn't race this weekend, but when is the first race? Do we got that?
No, don't have it dialed in just yet.
Okay.
I will tell you somewhere in March is when going to be one of the first races for Team 3J. We'll see. Got a couple sanction bodies still putting their races out there yet. Revival has put theirs out, and we're going to run a lot of their races too. Let's see if I can figure out I can't remember what their first. It's someday in March, but I'll look it up here and see if I can find it.
And that's not that far away, so
no.
Got to get a motor back, right?
Yeah, that's okay. I planned it on purpose, guys. I'm telling you. You can believe me or not, but I planned it on purpose.
I 100% believe you.
March 6th and 7th, Boot Hill Speedway.
Okay,
is the first race for the Revival Series. So we will be headed down there to Boot Hill Speedway, March 6th and 7th. So whether that's our first race or not, I know that's going to be one of the first races we will be running for sure with Team 3J. So
very good. I go back to James' comment and the advanced driver systems that are on these vehicles today. And what would you say is probably your let's say, okay, two questions. One would be your favorite feature out of, the new technology and the advanced driver systems. But then secondly, one that kind of like a silent safety feature that you really don't even think of much, and it's just there.
Well, okay, so I'll go
And
through
it
that.
might be the same one. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I love Blue Cruise.
Okay.
Love it. I really do love that feature. But I will tell you, I was driving a Platinum F-150, and I didn't get in another F-150 because the 26s are coming. I didn't want to put miles on another 25. Of course, we don't have any 25 Platinums that I'd like to drive. So I got into a Super Duty.
Okay.
I'm in a 26 Platinum Super Duty. And I will tell you, Josh, I miss drastically more than anything,
The Blue
more
Cruise.
than anything on the trucks, is lane centering.
Really?
Miss that so bad not having that on that Super Duty versus having that on the F-150. And I won't tell you why I miss it, but I do miss it.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I was wondering, why they don't have them on the Super Duties,
I think they still haven't got that dialed in after all the weight when they're towing and all that stuff. I know they're working on it.
because of the towing, I'm guessing.
Towing capacity
Yeah.
those trucks have and trying to break them and stopping them and keep them centered and everything else too, from that part. But so now back to the silent things. I still think the most thing we rely on more than anything that's far superb of anything that we have in these cars today is ABS brakes. Been around forever.
Yeah.
It's changed. And talk about taking things for granted. But again, you got to stop before you can go. And I'll bring it up just like last night. I was going home, and I was trying to get off on 235 off onto the Meridian exit there, and a guy shot in front of me. Remember, it's kind of slick out, kind of snowing. It's not frozen yet or whatever. But I jammed my brakes, and I'm telling you, if I had analog brakes, I think I'd have been in a ditch because it just kept me straight, kept me everything else. There, so
Did everything
I still
needed
think
to
the
do.
analog brakes is the most silent.
Well, and it's been
You don't even
around.
know, you don't even
yeah.
know what's happening. You don't even know it's working anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
back in the 80s when they brought it out, I mean, you could step on the brake and you can
pedal
do
and the
everything,
steering wheel,
and
and
it's
you
and,
thought-
and the brake system its deal under the hood was this big. Now you don't see nothing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
I would agree with
All
that.
right,
I
what's
think.
yours?
So I would say, as far as newer feature, that adaptive cruise for me, and
Oh yeah,
the
Yep.
where that shines is when you get in a vehicle that just doesn't have it, and you just don't understand how much you rely on it, or
I don't rely on it at all.
how
Josh.
much it's not there. So I would
Don't know what
say,
you're talking about.
yeah, I would say definitely adaptive cruise, and
Yeah.
then honestly, as far as a feature, safety feature that is kind of a silent thing, and again, this is one of those things I don't think you really understand how much you use it until it's gone, and that would be a backup camera. It's crazy to think that, but I mean,
Think about
it's crazy how lazy we are in the sense of, how long I drove a vehicle with no backup camera in,
Josh,
and now you don't have one,
I
and it's
still-
like,
I'm laughing here because I remember when I was taking driver's ed when I was in high school.
okay,
Of course, and I'd been driving for years before I took driver's ed. It was so bad.
why are you even here?
The driver's instructor, he would hand out these slips where you could go drive with your parents, stuff like that. He wouldn't give me one. He would not give me one. He said, "I know what you're doing. You don't even just go. Everybody else got one, but I didn't." So anyway, it was like our first or second day, and this has to do with the backup camera.
Okay,
And we're in the high school parking lot, and they've got the cones set up. You got to drive through and stuff, and then you got to back through them.
okay,
And I tell you, I still remember that. I put that. It was a big old Caprice, lime green Caprice. Okay,
big 4-door. Yep.
flipped that thing in reverse, and the two other people in the back seat. And I put my arm over the back of the seat, and I turned around and I took off. And one of the girls in the back was screaming because I was going so fast through the cones and stuff. And guess how many cones I hit?
You got them.
No, I didn't hit one. It was so funny. But you're all right. These backup cameras are crazy.
And
How much? And it's what you can see now. Now they got the cameras in the mirror now, in the rearview mirror.
yeah,
I ain't got used to that one yet.
yeah. No, as far as like when instead of
Actual mirror,
yeah,
it's
instead
a
of actual
camera?
mirror, it's just a camera. I would agree with that too. It definitely provides a completely different image as well. So, hey, we got a call on the line, so let's go to the phones. Let's talk to Greg. Greg, you're on live with Under the Hood. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Greg.
Hey, I've got a question for Phil. I saw on the internet, and I know how reliable that is.
Yeah.
that Ford is coming back with the Crown Victoria.
No, not happening.
Not happening. Okay. They
No.
had a picture of the rear of a car, said Crown Victoria across it, and said Ford was coming back.
Yeah, no, I wish, I wish they'd come back with something like that, or, in that kind of a ballpark or whatever. But I have not seen anything. And of course, like you said, you see a lot of things on the internet, Greg, and stuff too. And from that part, but I tell you, that's probably the furthest thing from anything that Ford's even looking at to bring back from that
Okay.
part. The few things I know that's on the horizon that's coming is possibly a hybrid Super Duty. And then I do know that they're, the Lightning, they say they discontinued the Lightning, but they really kind of didn't. They're basically going to put a motor in the front of that thing to be able to regenerate the batteries instead of have it plug it in and have basically a 700-mile range on that truck. But it's going to give you the best of both worlds of the electric torque, quick, fast, and everything else like that. But then also the longevity, getting rid of the range anxiety that everybody has with those trucks. I just hope they get it more competitive than what it was before from that part.
Sure.
And then they've got a whole new platform. They quit making the Edge and they quit making the Escape, which still don't understand that, but it is what it is. They got a whole nother platform of kind of a unified frame kind of a thing that they're going to be able to make 3 or 4 different types of vehicles off of. And I hate to tell you, but they're saying it's electric. I'm not sure I understand that one either, but that's the 3 things I know they're working on that are in solid concrete that are coming.
You were talking earlier about the features I love on my King Ranch. Read the speed limit, because if you're in an unknown area that you don't travel and the speed limit changes, a lot of times you don't notice it.
Yeah.
That picks up on.
Yeah,
I wish they'd bring back.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Wish they'd bring back the King Ranch and the Explorer. I'd be down there trading.
I think it's going to be. I think it is coming, Greg. I really do. I think that's an option. They've missed there, and I've missed it because I've had a lot of customers just like yourself that love that interior and everything in that Explorer. But I do think that's coming back. Now, I haven't heard when or whatever, but I do think they're working on that to bring back the King Ranch deal. They are bringing out. They're bringing out a Tremor Explorer, so that's coming. I mean, if they do the Tremor, I'm sure they're gonna. That King Ranch isn't too far behind from that part.
Okie doke. Have a good day.
Hey, hold on a minute. So your features a speed limit, right?
Yeah.
Sign. So you have that, so you have it turned on in the Explorer, and it's now the other question I'm going to ask you, are you using the speed? Can't remember the exact title of it, to where you can add 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 miles to that. So if it says it's 55, okay, just using that too.
What's your number? How lucky do you feel?
Right now it's just 5.
5
over.
Okay. I've been.
But I get on the road and I nudge it up anyway.
Yeah.
I'd say 5 too.
Yeah.
Mine's at 5+. How about that?
I've always been under the philosophy, and I'm not sure if this is true or not, but 9 you're fine, 10 you're mine. that's what I've always been under the philosophy of, anyways.
Yeah, I get it. I got this little black box hanging out of my windshield too. I use pretty much too. So.
Very good.
All right, Greg. I hope they bring that Explorer King Ranch back, but I bet it's coming. Okay, buddy.
Okay. Bye.
See you, buddy. All right, 316-462-3673. Anything alien car, tires, brakes, batteries, anything you want to talk about in the automobile world, and get you on here and talk about it. Get you the great price package.
Got a couple of comments.
Mr. Furman's back on here again with the backup camera. I forget I have it on time. And there's times I don't use that backup camera. I will still take it. I'm just still used to using the mirrors and doing the stuff. But there is a lot of time. Yes, I am using the backup camera.
Or you're just backing up all willy-nilly.
It could be. It could be. Anyway, James, you're probably what you're seeing on that Ford Probe EV is part of that new platform they're bringing, where they're taking that plant that was built in the Escape and putting that in that plant in Kentucky, is what I'll bet you. Going to be a single door, 1-seat coupe. And I don't know about that one. I do think this new platform will bring some different versions of different things that we've not seen in the States from that part. But we'll see. Who knows? Who knows what's going to hit the market? That's for sure.
You know, I was at the new car show. I was just really taking that as more of a really modifying a manufacturing plant itself to ease of production on multiple different facets of vehicles through one assembly line is kind of what I was getting out of that, you know, to where
kind of wise get to like 3 to 4 different types of vehicles, but they be coming down the same as not one same line. They're coming down like side by side, and then they join in together at the end. It's kind of a thing there that
based on what you're producing is a combination of the 3 different assembly lines, you know, on however you wanted to produce that deal is the gist of what I was getting in regards to that. So.
Sheridan wants to know if you have the picture of the backup camera installed this week. Something there he's asking about. Picture of the customer installed the camera system we had there this week.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I do. And I meant to, I do. I will have it next week for up here. Yeah, I did take some pictures of that. So,
well, I guess you need to elaborate a little more.
Well, it's something that you gotta see to believe. So we've had a vehicle come in, and it was the customer had somebody install at another place a camera system on this vehicle, and it was here unrelated to any of that stuff, which was related to that stuff, but the way they installed it, they drilled. So the cameras were on the bedside.
So it's a truck. Okay.
It was a F-150 or F-250. The cameras were on the bedside. The cameras.
Bedside.
Yeah. The cameras. Yeah. The cameras required power and ground. And then so they didn't even they needed to be hooked to the battery or under the hood. But they drilled through the back of the cab and then through the floorboard of the cab and then ran the cables up and
to where the cameras mounted?
Attached them to the sides of the bed.
Behind the cab?
Yeah, pretty close to behind the cab.
Okay.
But when they drilled, first of all, they just drilled through the side of it. And when they drilled through the side, I mean, there was no excussion. There was no nothing. They just run the cabling through there. And it was so rough around where the drills were through, like it could have gone 50 miles and it would have been cut through or rubbed through the wire already. And then there was no reason to go into the cab anyways, but they did. And then when they drilled through the floorboard of the cab to go out to get back under the hood, I'm assuming they had run the drill from the top up, but they had drilled through the main wiring harness that ran along the floor of
the harness.
Yeah. That ran along the floor because on the top side of it, it was the vinyl or carpet flooring, and on the bottom side of it, it was just the bottom of the cab. But in between there was the main harness that ran along the floor, and so spliced or ended up cutting through multiple wires in that harness. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I couldn't believe it on both the driver's and passenger side. Now didn't go through the harness on the passenger side, but even still ran the harness down through there and
drain holes in the floorboard.
Well, and that was the other side of it. There was no sealing it off. There was no nothing. It was just all open to the elements and everything. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, and talk about a fire hazard. You know, in addition to that, so not only damaging just the factory harness, the long-term longevity of being out in the elements. You know, if you were the person that purchased this vehicle, how many ever years from now, let's say you didn't have a mechanical problem that somebody had to go back in and figure out, you know, what was going on and properly repair that. Now you're the second owner of that car 100,000 miles later, and all the water intrusion and stuff that would have got inside there, it just blows me away. Or the sense of, okay, you didn't have a problem with it, but now somebody's going down the road, you know, several thousand miles later, and the fire hazard that was potential with it too. Pretty confident there was no inline fuse or anything like that to the setup either. And so it was, it just kind of blew me away for sure. I do have pictures of it, and I was planning on sharing that as well.
So please, before you start drilling holes and things, call us and let us help. Anyway, more comments and questions coming through here. Tim Daniel is on the Blue Cruise and Ford app. We don't talk about that Ford app a lot, Josh, but that Ford app is so cool. I use the heck out of it on my demos. Especially remote starting it, doing everything else, that sort of thing too. So again, Tim, I'm the big Blue Cruise fan also. So Goose Lizzie, good morning, Josh and Phil. Mid-America Dragway, first race, March 7th, backside brawl. No prep, no tree, no mercy. More info to come. So anyway, Goose Lizzie bought Mid-America Dragway in Arc City, and excited for what he's going to have out there and everything else too. Goose, I hope everything's good with your wife's mom and dad, dad or mom. I can't remember now. So I hope everything's okay there too from that part too. So exciting things coming on at Arc City. At Mid-America Dragway for 2026. Excited for what Goose is going to pull off out there.
So no prep, no tree.
I think that's cool. Guys can stand with a flashlight, I guess, and drop it like the.
Yep. Very awesome.
So, Tim Daniels would like to see a dash cam integration in the app with 24-hour monitoring. I think that's coming.
I am super surprised that that's not already released. Just with all the 360-degree camera availability that the vehicle already has, and I'm sure they're moving a lot more things to like a subscription-based model for sure. The security subscription and navigation, and then I'm sure that you see so many vehicles come in now through service side of things of customers or businesses who've installed some sort of dash cam type situation. I mean, everybody's so happy. I can understand completely why you would
agree 100%
need that or be
like
a part
I
of
can't
that.
believe it's not there already. All right, let's switch over to Silver Crown. I should say Silver Crown, but Salt City Racing. Scott Stiles. I'm glad your USAC races earlier this year. I think you'll see many more cars since you'll be not going up against the King Royals. Happy news. Excited for you both. Okay, so let's talk about USAC racing at Salt City. Cody Swanson, who was a Silver Crown racer, is now race director for the Silver Crown division. Excited for where Cody's got his ideas and working with the racers and working with that. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent on the phone with Cody, even met with him at PRI. Of course, we had him on our podcast on PRI talking about it too. Cody is breathing some new life into the Silver Crown, which I think is great. Scott, the other thing about that first race at Salt, moving it forward, that's their first race of the year. So we're kicking off their race for 2026 in May. So yeah, excited about that. I really, truly believe you're right. We're going to have a better car count, not going up against those other racers, but I think also being the first race of the year for them guys. Everybody's excited to get the cars out and get going. And I think we'll have a super fantastic field of cars. Cody's already talked to over 25 racers. There's even guys building cars that are getting ready to go that haven't raced in years. So that's exciting stuff too. So just excited what Cody Swanson's going to do with the Silver Crown Series. And again, we're going to put on the so it should be the 16th, I believe, 100-lap race at Salt City.
The 16th
ever running a 100-lap race.
100 laps. Yeah. Very cool.
I think I'm right on it. It might be 16th or 17th, something like that for the 100-lap race. Be the third time we've run it, of course, from that part too. So excited for that.
How many 100-lap races do you think they've had in the state of Kansas or another track that does that?
I bet there's none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be remiss to figure out how far you have to go
you can
to
take
go
some of
get
them
a
Enduro
100
races
lap.
or more than that probably.
Well, yeah,
from that part, but actual race start thing from that part too. So anyway, so be fun time at Salt City. Jump on our webpage. We've got a race schedule out there ready to go for 2026. Excited for a lot of different changes and stuff there too from that part also. So chat lines, everything else caught up?
Mm-hmm.
Everything else caught up? Josh, you know what? About running out of time.
So it's amazing how fast this goes.
Time flies. You're having fun. Yes. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Also, key dates we talked about at the top of the show. February 7th is our tech class here in the at Melham on the Ford for all the IMCA racers. Dave Brin, the head tech inspector for IMCA, will be here to put on a tech class. The morning from 8 to noon is for tech inspectors. race promoters and racetrack owners to come in and learn all the changes for 2026. And again, this is the most changes I've ever seen IMCA do in the divisions. That's where we're concentrating strictly on that. At noon, we'll have some lunch, and racers, you can come in and sit down with Dave, go through the changes, make sure if you're going to bring your car, he'll take your car and tech your car with you, but to learn the new changes, learn how to tech the new changes, and how to set your car up correctly. Really excited for that day, February 7th, to get the racers on track and stuff. And, that sort of thing. I can't tell you, Josh, I kind of hate that Team 3J is not going to have a modified race in the IMCA this year. So kind of miss that, because I'd love to see what we could do with because this is going to make the modifieds much more competitive, in my opinion, by far.
Yeah.
By far, with the changes they made there and stuff too. So good job, IMCA, for making the changes. And again, we're inviting anybody that wants to come on in the afternoon to talk to Dave or look at the tech new rules and how to way to tech it and all that kind of stuff too. And then of course, February 21st is also our race open house. That's moved back a week from what normal weeks is going to be. And we should have a lot more vendors and things here for your racers to come in and tune in with race open house February 21st. Josh, I got a lot to do today. I don't know about you. But anyway, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the great questions. Thanks for all the great comments. Again, we'll talk to you next Saturday morning, 9 o'clock with who knows what we're going to talk about, right, Josh?
That's right.
Hey, everybody, have a great Saturday. We'll talk to you next Saturday at 9 o'clock.